Accu-Stats Video Productions presents from the LA Expo Hilton Convention Center in Burbank, California, the Accu-Stats 8-Ball Championships. I'm Bill Incardona along with Tony Annigoni. Tony, the two players that are going to be meeting in this final match, Roger Griffis and Efren Reyes. What can you say about these two players that they haven't already said at the table, Tony?
Well, I think what I could say is I'm kind of surprised we got to this point, but I thought it was tremendous drama that Francisco Bustamante, long in the shadow of Efren Reyes, defeated by Efren Reyes, is responsible for Efren Reyes having this opportunity to win the championship. And that's really what this match is all about.
Yeah, kind of. It's also about who's the best 8-ball player in the world today.
Billy, it's about
also about the money. It's
about who the best commentator in the world is today for billiards. Okay, it's not you tonight.
Oh my. Anyway, we expect to have a very, very close and exciting match. Both of these players have been playing extremely well all week long. Griffis has been breaking the balls very well and pocketing very well. Reyes has come on strong. The last 2 to 3 matches he's played in this tournament, he's at the top of his game right now. So let's go down to the floor where Scott Smith is preparing to introduce the players for this very important match.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Accu-Stats Invitational 8-Ball Championships in Burbank, California. This is day number 4. We had 6 players begin the round-robin format on Thursday, 3 days ago. At the conclusion of the 15 matches that were scheduled for the regular format of the round-robin tournament, we have 2 players with identical records. Thus, we have forced a playoff in the Accu-Stats Invitational 8-Ball Championships. First of all, our first gentleman with a record of 4-1. He resides in Dallas, Texas. He's a former winner of the ESPN Ultimate 9-Ball Challenge. He is sponsored on tour by Phoenix Custom Cues, manager at CJ's Billiard Palace in Dallas, Texas, one of the premier players in the game today. Please welcome the Rocket, Mr. Roger Griffis, Dallas, Texas. And his opponent, with an identical record of 4 wins and 1 loss, is sponsored on tour by Puyat Sports and San Miguel Beer. He is a 3-time World 8-Ball champion. He has won the World 9-Ball Championships, the Ultimate ESPN Ultimate 9-Ball Challenge, the WPA World Championships, and once again, 3-time World 8-Ball champion from the Republic of the Philippines. A warm welcome for Mr. Efren Reyes, 4-1, and Roger Griffis, 4-1. Thank you. And gentlemen, you may lag for the first break. Race to 8.
Billy, I'd like to know what do you think here about Roger's recuperative ability here after losing that match? He didn't play well. The match possibly was in his grasp against Francisco Bustamante. Now he's facing Efren for the cheese, as they say.
Well, I really couldn't answer that question, Tony. You know, I don't know what to think of that. You know, it just seems like his demeanor suggests
Mr. Griffis wins the lag.
That he's really indifferent about anything. You know, he doesn't care. You know, he just says, I don't know. I mean, he figures to play well. You know, he figures to play well. But then again, he may not. You know, I really can't answer that question because he's.
Well, Efren's played.
He was laughing in his last match, and he was going through all these, you know, expressions. Yeah, yeah. And I couldn't figure it out. You know.
Well, I think that I talked to him right before we broke there. And it appears to me that he is making an effort to regroup. He told me he's made the adjustment and he's ready to play. So we'll see if that comes true.
He wanted to regroup from what?
Regroup from his loss of concentration.
Is that what he had? Loss of concentration? Because he was playing to the crowd for a rack or 2, and when he started doing that, he was losing it. You know, he made a couple errors at the table, you know, that he really shouldn't have. And is that what he's referring to? He's regrouping from his lack of concentration?
Yes, he's regrouping.
Okay. Well, you know, he's been playing strong all week long, and with the exception of his match against Francisco Bustamante, then he seemed like to adopt a different type of demeanor.
Well, he has, you know, he has the same look on his face.
Well, he just seems like I don't know. He's not playing with the killer attitude
Exactly.
That he should, you know. He just, you know, he looks like he's looking to self-destruct. That's my opinion.
You think he's looking to go home?
Yeah, I think he's looking to self-destruct. Yeah. I think he thinks everything's going against him right now, and he's not happy with it. Instead of just getting down there and muscling up, rolling up his sleeves, and doing you know, doing his job.
A journeyman's job.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, if you're interested in self-destructing, you found the right opponent.
That's for sure.
This guy's not taking any prisoners, believe me. He selected the high balls. He weaves in and out of problems so good, this guy. It's uncanny.
He doesn't like the angle that he has on the 9 ball, so he's going to have to revise his play. The 11 ball is totally out of the question. He would like to eliminate the 9 ball, you know, but at first he thought otherwise, but now he's going back to it.
This is a tight little spot here. Wow.
He tried to get on the 11. He fell short of the mark there.
On the 14, you mean?
Well, I thought he tried to get on the 11.
Well, he really fell short of the mark for that.
So he's looking up there. He wants to shoot the 11. It's the second time he's looked that way.
He's not shooting it from this spot.
No. Maybe he's trying to figure out where he needs to be. He may shoot the 11 now, because the 11 is just a horrible lead ball or key ball to the key ball, or it's just a horrible ball to play before the 8. It's a horrible ball to leave for a lead ball to the key ball.
Well, once again, I think spider-like is a description of the way he moves the cue ball around the table.
Okay, that's, well, he went a little too far, and he's actually ended up straight in. He wanted actually the angle that he would have to cut the 14 to his right.
I'll tell you what, this shot's interesting. You know, playing under the any foul rule format, I haven't noticed that we have 2 bridges here in this area with us. This might require bridging and on top of a bridge. It's a possibility he may need to get jacked up that high. Now, we do have other equipment out in the rest of the facility.
That's an excellent observation, Tony. Actually, he wanted to end up where he would cut the 14 ball to his left, I should say.
Well, the Spinelli bridges, I believe, are what we're using here, and this has the capability to
He
get you
miscued.
up. He did.
I thought that he miscued there.
Well, he's going to have to slide the ball on the side, it looks like. Unless it goes up in the corner. Percy's calling the corner, is that correct?
Yeah, I guess he didn't miscue then.
He was not happy with the way he hit it. I think he did miscue. I think he just was trying to get straight in. He just didn't have to go as far as we thought. 1 down, 7 to go.
Mr. Reyes wins game number 1. He leads the match 1-0. Mr. Reyes will break in game number 2.
Well, right away, Efren broke service, winning on Roger's break, and something that Roger really didn't want to see happen going into this match, because after being defeated for the tournament win against Bustamante, he really needed to get out of the gate quickly against Reyes, and that's not what happened.
Well, this will be interesting to see here. You know, the conditions that we've had all week are perfect. The table, diamond smart table, the rack, the Sardo tight rack, Simonis cloth, Aramis balls, I believe.
Watch out. 13 ball. Nope. Nothing.
Stifferoo.
And look, he doesn't have a shot. Now, this is really going to frustrate Roger.
Well, he's got one tough angle here. It appears to me the 9 will go on the side from where he's at, but that certainly isn't a shot you want to have to start out with. We're going to see if we can get a little peek from Scott on that 9 ball.
He may be better off trying to reposition the cue ball back where it is now, playing it safe. Excellent hit.
Wow, what a shot.
Very small pocket. Very small pocket, excellent hit. The high balls aren't laying very nice. Not playing very well at all.
Scott's counseling Efren on an issue. You know, I couldn't quite hear what he was discussing, but maybe we can get a little insight from him in a minute.
Efren wanted to take a break. Scott's informed him that he can not take a break unless it was on his break.
Efren's out requesting to take a break now. I'd sure like to know what the purpose of that would be. Nice shot.
He probably needs to go to the restroom.
I had to leave the booth for similar circumstances. Too much San Miguel.
Yeah, well, the 14 ball should be the ball he shoots here, because that'll open up the rack nicely. He's shooting the 12. He's going to have to guide the cue ball in between the 8 in that corner pocket, unless he draws the side rail. Nicely executed. Well, I tell you, he should get out from here. If he shoots the 14, he can play position for the 10 straight, or he can play position for the 11 in the lower right-hand corner if he has the angle to drift over to his left. Okay, now he's going to have to go into the 11 slightly. Hitting the bottom of the 11 will probably put him in line for the 15 and possibly the 11 in the side. The left side, that is. Uh-oh, he hit it too thick.
Trouble.
You know, he didn't need that much of a stroke. Well, he's got to just go ahead and roll up his sleeves, like I said before, and deal with it, you know. Tough shot. He's going to cut the 11 in the side. And in doing so, he may run into the 8 here, Tony.
Yeah, this is, you know, certainly not where he wanted to be. If he can bend the 11 a little bit and spring the cue ball, having it pass by the 8 on that side where it's floating out towards the side rail, maybe he's got an option there. Or could he draw it straight up into the 8 and hit the 8 full and hold the cue ball for the 15?
I don't know. It's a tough angle for me to judge and feel from this position. He looks like he's banking it.
He cut it off the 8.
Well, I tell you what, he made a great shot, and it looks like he didn't really get rewarded for his effort. And he may have some sort of a bank.
This is going to be difficult.
That's it.
What's going to be difficult about a bank here is the possibility of fouling the cue ball with a double hit.
No, he won't do that. He'll elevate and shoot away from it a little bit. It looks like the bank could be on. You know, hitting it with a little bit of left-hand English will turn this ball. I think this bank is close to being on. If he uses left-hand English, well, from my vantage point, it's hard to see the angle. Scott Smith just informed me, and he's got a real good view of it, that the angle that he's left with is not conducive to banking it. But we'll soon see.
Well, I just don't know how he can do this without fouling the ball.
I think it's close to being on myself.
That's a foul.
It's not a foul. Nope.
I'd like to see that a replay on that shot.
It's got to be clearly a foul because he hit it with a low ball and the cue ball slowed up. But I thought it was close to being on that angle. Scott Smith disagreed with me. I felt good about that. Then he banked across corner.
Mr. Griffis wins game number 2. After 2 games, the score is Mr. Griffis 1, Mr. Reyes 1. Mr. Griffis breaks in game number 3.
On that particular type of a shot, Tony, there's so much of a clouded area in what is and what isn't a foul. And it's interpreted like this. If you cue low on the cue ball and the cue ball slows up, that's an indication that you didn't push through the ball. You know, all shots shot in that fashion, technically you are pushing through the ball. So therefore, you know, they could call all those shots a foul.
Okay.
So if you put a low ball on the cue ball and the cue ball slows up like you saw that cue ball slow up, then they really can't call it a foul. It has to be clearly a foul where the cue ball goes very quickly, fast around the table.
Yeah, my initial response was a foul, but I surely want, you know.
Yeah, it's on the monitor now. He'll cue low.
I'm looking at that shot, and it appears to me that the cue ball was struck by his ferrule as it was passing by.
Well, is that the way you interpret it as being a foul?
Oh, absolutely. If your ferrule strikes the cue ball, that's a foul.
Well, I understand that, but I thought you thought it was a foul because he pushed the ball, not because of the ferrule.
No, I could hear the ball hit his ferrule.
Oh, I know, I couldn't.
Well, you know, at your age, your hearing's going. What can I tell you?
Well, I agree with that, but I'll have to listen a little closer next time I have an opportunity.
You know, the only thing I will say, obviously from my vantage point, I don't have the view that Scott Smith has, and Scott Smith, I would defer to his judgment in all cases.
Well, it was a foul. It was a foul of the ear, not of the sight.
Well, you know, instant replay helped me a lot there. And you know, you mentioned in these matches before you weren't a big fan of instant replay, but I noticed when you were watching football today that you thought instant replay was really a great thing, especially in the 49ers game.
Why would I think that, Tony?
Well, because there were some judgment calls there that had to be reviewed. Well, one thing I will say is regardless of whether it was a foul or not, I felt like it was a great shot, and I wouldn't have wanted to see him deprived of that offensive opportunity there.
Well, he wasn't going to be deprived unless it was absolutely clear that it was a foul. So therefore, Scott used good judgment, as usual.
I'm glad we have that comment on tape.
You know, and another thing, Tony, is this is a championship match, and you really can't call a foul unless it was clearly a foul.
Listen, I agree with now the way that you explained it to you has clarified it for me. It has to clearly be a foul, and I don't think I can make the case that was clearly a foul.
No.
I mean, I hazarded my opinion. In some circles, I'm considered an expert, but obviously not this one.
No, that's not the case at all. Matter of fact, I feel that you're a very informative person, and you're very knowledgeable, and you do know a foul when you hear one.
I know one thing, that this game been out of this arena, shall we say, and in, you know, a match play situation, I would say that there would be a delay of game. Thinking of when Mr. Cook comes to mind, might want to argue that shot there for a moment or two.
Well, low balls seem to be a bad choice from here, considering the position of the 4 ball.
Well, he's jacked up sky high to shoot the 9, so what's he supposed to do?
I shoot the 9.
You would shoot the 9 from there?
Absolutely.
You're drunk.
Well, I might be that too, but I would shoot the 9 anyways.
No wonder Scott wants to play you. I think we gotta get that game on tonight before they move this diamond table out. Okay. You know, he's addressing this ball. I really think he's making the right decision because I think it's important to stay at the table. And if he's jacked up like that over that ball, boy, that's a tough shot to make that 9 ball.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very tough shot. But it might even be tougher to pocket the 4 later on.
Yeah, okay. In other words, the combination of shots, if you add that up collectively, the difficulty.
Well, that's the way I would evaluate it. I would try to figure out what type of underdog I was or favorite to end up pocketing the 4 somewhere.
Okay.
And then if it was less than pocketing the 9, obviously I would try to shoot the 9. I just don't think there was much of a chance for him to gain a position on the 4 to pocket it. There wasn't any low balls around there to break loose.
Well, you know, it appears your judgment again is correct. He was not, he's not happy with this, although it looks like he can make the 1 into the 3, but he's still not going to clear the 15 out of the way. The 2 may go off the 4, but there's certainly a lot of traffic there. This looks like a job for the magician, this layout.
Well, let's take a look at the 15 in relation to the pocket. See if he plays the 1 into the 3. If the 3 will brush the 15 and possibly remove it from that area. Yeah, the 15's in the pocket. He can play the 1 into the 3, and he can move the 15.
Yeah, well, this is, you know.
And I'll tell you another thing he can do. At the same time, he can send the cue ball toward the 8, if he has enough nerve to do that. I would do it from here. Yeah, I would do it. I would definitely do it. I would send the cue ball toward the 8 right now to open up that cluster, send the 1 into the 3, hitting the 15, opening up that pocket for the 7. That's right. He's in a very, very, you know, difficult position. This would alleviate all problems. He has an opportunity to do it. Just like this. That's all.
Great shot. And he was rewarded. He's got an opening at the 2 ball, which he can come back and get on the 4. He could go up table and get the 7. He's got a lot of options here. Great shot, great selection, and great call by you, William.
Well, thank you, Tony. It's not often that you're that generous.
Now, that is just not the case, but I won't challenge you any further on that. He seems to just be looking to see if the 4 goes.
The 1 ball is the problem ball right now. He has to figure out how to get onto the 1.
Well, let's go back to our list of Billy Incardona-isms, and it turns out balls in the middle of the table are trouble. And you got to deal with them early.
If it passes the 5 on the side, then obviously it wasn't a problem ball. From this vantage point, I couldn't determine whether it would pass or not. If it does pass, he shouldn't have any problems, which he shouldn't have any problems. Staying to the right of the 7, drawing to the center of the table, a little further down, that is, like so. It's a natural angle, put him nicely on the 8, just about where the cue ball is now.
Prior to this game, we had a request by Efren to take a break. So, I sense maybe a little momentum swing here now.
There's definitely a momentum swing. But Efren will get his request. He will be able to take a break after Roger pockets the 8. Oh my God. Scott moved on the shot. I don't think it was his fault, because you're supposed to make that ball. It doesn't matter who moves on your shot. You know, he just lost concentration.
His concentration has not been there the last 2 matches. I already marked my little tally sheet in his favor. I'm going to wear this eraser out this match.
He's going to draw it back, playing position for the 11 in the same side, or probably the corner. The corner. The 11 he'll shoot now, and he'll steal this game.
Well, I'll be real interested to see right now if Efren sticks with his strategy of taking a break. I'm apt to think that he's not going to take a break after this game unless it requires some kind of physical attention.
I'd have to disagree with that. Efren is a gentleman. He's a good sport. He's not going to take a break as a strategy move. He's going to take a break because he needs to take a break.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you look at that movement of the cue ball they have, and look how loose their grip is.
He's got to go up for the 15 here, clearing the pocket for the 14. Swing 2 cushions, inside English. Oh, the other English, I guess. Yeah, had a nice angle to do that. This is going to be just routine. Most importantly, he has to stay focused, make sure he doesn't make any unnecessary blunders. make sure he doesn't get careless. That's the only thing that can stop him here.
Terrific. We'll talk about momentum swings. How about that one? I'd like to see a replay of that 8-ball shot if it's possible.
Yeah, you know, momentum.
Reyes wins game number 3. After 3 games, the score is Mr. Reyes 2, Mr. Griffis 1. Mr. Reyes has taken his timeout. He'll be breaking when we return.
And we have a replay of the 8-ball that Griffis missed. And we don't have a replay of Griffis' body or eyes or anything, but just have the ball that he missed.
He mishit the cue ball.
Well, I couldn't tell what he did.
Well, you can see the way the cue ball spun and where it went. I mean, the 8-ball, you can see the turn that went on the 8-ball.
Okay, Efren has opted to take his break. What we're going to do is we're going to take a break along with him, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back along with Reyes and Griffis. The score at this time is two games for Reyes, 1 for Griffis. Reyes at the table preparing to open up the balls in game number 4. A race to 8 to find out who at this time is the Accu-Stats 8-ball Invitational champion. And this is the first Accu-Stats 8-ball Invitational championships, and it certainly won't be the last.
I can guarantee you it won't be the last. I was talking to our producer, Pat Fleming, and he really is pleased with this format. He's pleased with the way this event has gone. And how could he not be? Look at the sponsors we've acquired for this event. How about diamond tables, the smart table, optical density scanner, 1-inch precision milled slate, pro cut pockets, and more becoming the player's choice for championship play. Simona's cloth, making cloth for billiards only since 1680. They've probably figured it out by then. I know they figured out enough about their phone number that you can call them at 1-800-SIMONAS and order and find a dealer near you.
Hey, do it.
You know? Of course, Accu-Stats, what more can we say about Accu-Stats? I mean, they're going to set the standard for pool in the new millennium. I can promise you that. And, you know, I've saved the biggest sponsor for last, the LA Expo, which has put on a tremendous amateur event. The promoter, Jay Helfert, you know, a devotee of billiards for many years, as well as an accomplished player in his own right, has sought this venue out, put this program together, and used good judgment in acquiring Accu-Stats to put the professional side of the event on.
Okay, very quickly, he's confronted with a situation with the 3 and 8 tied up at the other end of the table. I like shooting the 7 up the corner here, repositioning the cue ball right around here. And then shooting the 1 in the side, going into the 3 at the, with that opportunity there. Well, he didn't like that, so let's see what he has in mind.
He needed more of, he needed to be actually a little flatter to strike the 3. Is that our problem? He's coming back down to get the same angle to go after it again. And of course, he's got to be careful of the 8-ball here. Now, is he going to try and go up and hit the bottom rail first and then strike the 3, bringing the cue ball back out, deflecting it at this angle? Trying to strike the 3 from off the 1 ball here at this angle, so the cue ball trickles out, the 8 moves over, and the 3's held. See rail first like that. Yeah, nice shot.
He has the luxury of being able to wait to a later time to do stuff like that. Players like myself have to get it done as soon as possible, or else it's hard to attain another opportunity.
You know, just a mention of the pro cut pocket again. You know, the whole event, they've been looking to shoot in the corner as opposed to the side. And these sides are tough, but it looks like he's going to go for the side here. And there it is. Look at that. No wonder they've been avoiding him.
Yeah, that was a tough shot.
I mean, he hit that ball well. It wasn't, you know, like he whiffed it.
Tough shot.
Didn't help that he had to put some pace on it to get the angle to get on the 3.
Roger would like to get to the 10 off the 9, but the angle's too flat, so he's opting to go to the 11, possibly to the 11 to the 10. Considering the position of the 8, any ball on the table would be a reasonable key ball to use for a key ball. He just has to get the problem balls off the table if there are any, and I think the only one, if you call it a problem ball, would be the 10, and he's fixing to eliminate that ball now. He'll probably stay on top and play the 9 in the same pocket.
He hit that cue ball perfectly.
Yeah, he'll just drift down and then play the whatever that ball is near the pocket, the 14 or 13. No, it's 12. Well, he's going over for the 15.
He's been presented with an opportunity to regroup here now, and it appears he's going to capitalize on it. It'll be his break, I believe, in the oncoming game. So he'll be in a position to regain his advantage here and perhaps regroup and really get back the momentum it appeared he had before he missed that 8 ball.
Yeah, but he's got to play tough, you know. You can't afford to have any let up. Any concentration lapses or mental lapses of any kind. He's got to stay tough, stay focused, and play hard. And that's the only way he can win, because he has the tools to do it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, he's played, believe me, his performance all week has been the par performance to match. He has played perfectly all week up until the time of this match.
Game number 4 after 4 games. The match is tied at 2.
That was rather the Bustamante match.
In game number 5.
Yeah, well, and if you look back through the tournament, Reyes and Griffis met, and Griffis defeated him earlier in the tournament.
That's correct.
I think decisively too. It was 8-6 or 8-5.
I'm looking right now. It was actually, you know, 8-6 is what I had. That was on Friday, day 2 of the event. All right, he's going to take dead aim on this. He knows that he cannot afford another dry spell on the break. See how he contacts it. He's adjusted his cue ball position slightly. He's got more room for his body to swing. Hit the ball very accurately. Not as hard as I expected, but he's not left without a shot here. Maybe you could give us your analysis on this, Billy.
I kind of like the low balls here. The 3 ball and the 4 ball, both corner pockets are open for the 3 and the 4. And that's what the reason I really like the high balls is because the 12 ball position on the rail is a very, very difficult ball to put down for high, for the high ball. Because the 1 ball blocks the pocket and the 14 lays high on the rail, also another difficult ball to get to. I think the low balls were much better. If all you need to do is shoot the 5 here, go up toward the 3 and the 4, and try to eliminate those 2 balls. I think that's the key to getting out this rack. Once he eliminates the 3 and the 4, the rack really opens up nicely. He's going to be careful here that he doesn't push the 3 out of play. That's why I thought he should have maybe put a little bit of inside English on that shot that preceded this. And he's going to be concerned about the 3 here. He's going to hit it softly. Well, he didn't even hit the 3. Shoot the 7 now. There's no reason to leave the 7. He's right in line for the 7. He's right. He's perfect for the 3 as well.
He is perfect for the 3.
If he could, well, he's got to shoot the 7. He's got to shoot the 7. The 6 goes in. The 6 goes in either side pocket. Is that correct?
Yeah, but why not shoot the 3? Then I think the 3 was the right shot then.
6 goes in either side pocket. Is that correct?
Scott's going to get over there and take a peek here.
Yeah, so he shouldn't have a problem. Yeah, he shouldn't have much of a problem here because he can shoot the one, but he's got a little awkward on the one here. He may have to draw back and then shoot the 6 on the side. He wants to shoot the 3 next. He cheated the pocket. He was close enough to it to cheat it, and he didn't have any problem pocketing the 1, getting back on the 3.
Now he can shoot the 3 in the corner. 3, 6, 2, 8.
Yeah, they can do a number of different things here, but he's got to shoot the 3. How much of a pocket does he have with the 6 past the 2? A whole pocket?
I believe it's fairly open. Of course, a whole pocket, you know, is a restricted pocket on the Pro Cut table here, as we've seen, is not necessarily what would be the typical open pocket that the players at home might be playing on.
You know, he may not have gone down table far enough to comfortably pocket the 2 and fall nicely for the 6 on the side. And plus, he's over top of a ball. He may end up shooting the 6 here.
I think he's taking dead aim on the 2, Billy.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. He might not. See, he's falling short of the mark because he didn't really get the angle on the 2 that he wanted. Now he has to be careful here because the angle that he has here looks like he can go 2 cushions and maybe behind the 10. So when he shoots this shot, I think he should put a little bit of left-hand English on the cue ball just to straighten it up off that 2nd cushion.
Nice shot. Look at that. Terrific strike, and he's got perfect position on the 8. He's playing a little closer position on the 8 since that 1 miss.
I don't think distance was the enemy
Griffis wins game number 5
when he missed that 8 ball.
The score is Mr. Griffis 3, Mr. Reyes
I don't think
2.
distance was responsible
Mr. Reyes will be breaking in
for
game
that
number
particular
6.
miss. Or is it?
Okay. Fortunate to have enough to have Leah Black, the spokesperson and competent and beautiful racking assistant for Sardo Tight Racks. Boy, that was, look how square he's been breaking with the cue ball. You know, he doesn't break as hard as everyone else, but his cue ball has been in better control than all the other breakers.
I think that high balls are the better of the 2. He has the 9 ball, a very, very good ball for high balls. Positioned near the end cushion. He can do a lot with the high ball. He can get very creative, off of the 9 ball. He can loosen up the 8 off of the 9 ball easily. And he has a good lead ball on the 11 to play position for that particular ball to do a lot with. Going to play for the 12 here.
You think he's happy with that angle because he's got trouble with the 14. You think he was trying to get a little lower so he could bump the 8 there and bump the 14 out?
Quite possibly. He would like to just softly roll the 12 in and then shoot the 9, bumping the 8 saving the 11 as an insurance ball. I don't know the angle that he has on the 12. If he's straight in, I look for him to roll the 12 and shoot the 9, maybe bump the 8 off the 9, and he has this 11 for an insurance ball, and also the 15 at the other end. But it looks like he's shooting a little bit harder than that. He's got rather flat on the 9 now to do anything with the 8. I do believe. Unless he can pound it.
Well, I think he might
pound
be
it
to spin forward, click the side of the 8, and trickle back over and leave himself an angle on the 11.
No, I think he can pound this. You know, and what I mean by that, hit it with a lot of force with a center ball. I think he'll go right toward the 8.
Oh, perfect. He
well,
picked the 2 off, boy.
Yeah, that's exactly what he intended to do, by the way.
Yeah. By picking the 2 off, he cleared the 14.
You know how I play this 14, 15, 11.
Okay.
He's in good line now to play the 15 and go between the 4 and the 6, but I try to get close to that 15. I play the 14, 15, 11.
Well, he's going to play the 11. And, you know, he moves the cue ball so good out of the corners, you know, with his billiard background, that he's very confident of that. He may even attempt to get up to the, you know, closer to the end rail here to be able to just trickle back out. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't particularly care for what he's done there, but I'm not going to argue with him because he's so successful and he has such great control of the cue ball.
Well, he plays to his strengths, okay? And, you know, the playing condition of the table, we're not out there. We don't know if the ball's sliding or it's giving him trouble. And he's probably adapting to that at the same time.
And when he makes a decision to do something, I'm sure, especially when he has other options, I'm certainly sure he's quite comfortable with his decision, particularly when he has other options, and that's
Reyes
one of
wins
those
game
times.
number 6 after 6 games. The score is Mr. Reyes 3, Mr. Griffis 3. Mr. Griffis breaks in game number 7.
Anytime Reyes is confronted with options, 2 or more, and he does something that neither you or I would particularly agree with, we're usually wrong 9 out of 10 times.
I agree with you. Yeah, he definitely is the person you got to defer to when it comes to any type of strategy play. Well, the Sardo rack sure makes the racking process simplified and faster. You know, there isn't as much time inspecting the rack, etc. It's really a benefit to tournament play.
I've often gone to tournaments where I've watched the racker spend literally 5 to 6, 7 minutes racking the balls.
Okay.
You know, I really
Absolutely.
have. You know, and then your opponent, he inspects the rack, he goes over and he checks it out. You know, and he says, no good. This ball was 1 millimeter off here. You know, and you can't see it, but you got to re-rack it because you have to respect his request.
I don't know about you, William, but I'm getting hungry. I want these guys to start running out.
Just like the pitcher, that card playing pitcher, what was the name of it? With
Rounders.
Rounders.
Yeah.
And the Russian said, "Don't worry, it will be over soon."
Well, my dear friend Richard Mazzavia has been sweating this tournament. He's hoping to get a chance to break some bread with you here before he leaves town.
Reyes is going to the back of his shirt and scratching something. That's an indication that he's not thoroughly confused. He's just temporarily confused, but he knows that he'll work his way out of it. But when he goes to the head and scratches the back of the head, then he's really confused. does the 9 pass the 4 into the lower right-hand corner pocket if the 10 wasn't there?
Well, we just from this angle, we're not going to be able to see it, and Scott's not in a position to move over there at this point. But I think he's going to.
I think I know what he has in mind. Does
Yeah.
it pass the 9 if the 10 wasn't there? It does. Okay. So he's going to take away the 10 now.
So you think he's going to go 10, 11? Oh no, he's drawing right around it right now. Boy, that was tough. Nice shot.
Wasn't tough enough though.
Now you can cut the 9 in, bump the 8 slightly.
No, he don't need to bump the 8. He needs to draw this away from the 8.
I think he's going to bump the 8 in just a hair. There you go. Much better.
Okay.
Much better. You know, this 8 served 2 purposes. It was, you know, a bumper. It pushed it, improved his position, which simplified his position down the road and made that 14 a better key ball by moving the 8 out. Bingo.
I thought perhaps he would draw and get closer to his work down there because the 8 wouldn't need the pocket. But once again, I was wrong, and he ran out.
A rare occurrence at best that you were incorrect in strategy play, William.
Mr. Reyes wins game number 7. After 7 games, the score is Mr. Reyes 4, Mr. Griffis 3. Mr. Reyes will be breaking in game number 8.
Yeah, not coming up with a ball on the break is very costly at times. Very, very costly. Instead of it being 4-3, Griffis with Griffis being the man with the advantage of the break in the final game, it's 4-3 Reyes and breaking.
And breaking.
And
exactly.
breaking. Man,
and playing flawlessly the last 2 games.
Yes, you know, like I said before, Tony, the second half of the tournament, ever since his 3rd match, he's been playing really well. His first couple of matches, he played a little rough, but since then, he's been really playing well. I saw his, and I'm sure you did as well. You saw his game elevate.
Oh, yeah.
Every time he went to the table, he played a little bit better and a little bit better. You know, beautifully executed break, good action, good cue ball control.
Everything but the 7 is fairly open. And he may have a shot here to shoot the 5 off the 10 in the side.
It's quite possible that he does have the angle to do that. Let's take a look at the monitor.
Yeah, you know, if you get that up there on your telestrator and you can diagram it for us, William.
That's a pretty good shot at the situation he's confronted with there and at the possibility of him shooting the 5 off the 10. From this angle, I don't know if he can afford to do it.
Yeah, it looks like the 10 is a little low. What I liked about that opportunity, just looking at the table from our vantage point in the booth, is that that shot also presented him with the angle on the 5 to drag the cue ball back up on the 4 and leave himself an angle back table to the 3. But we'll see. He's certainly an expert.
Well,
on
what's he
the
going to do with the 7? You know,
well, that's why I wanted to play him off the 10.
Yeah, well, he's got to do something with the 7, and he's got to figure out some sort of a remedy.
Well, we'll see.
The 7.
If he thinks he can billiard that ball, now he may be able to play position on that 5 to do the same thing, and taking a stiffer angle and leaving himself where he can power the 5 and making the 5, hitting the 5 with stun and making it actually draw off the 10 on the side. But those side pockets are pretty tough to negotiate that shot.
Can he pocket the 15 ball from this position? No.
Yeah, I was looking at it. He can't pocket the 15. He can pocket the 13.
Well, the reason I asked if he could pocket the 15, then he could break open that 3-ball cluster in the center of the table. He's going back to that kiss shot. He's taking another look at it.
See, if he kisses it properly, he's going to make the 5, if it's possible. It doesn't appear when we look at the monitor that's possible. But if he was in position to do it, or he has some kind of magic trick in his book, not to make a pun, then he would have the 5 contacting the 10, 5 in the side, 10 out, but he's going up table. I think he wants to play position on this kiss shot, possibly much better. See what he did? See, he's playing position to get an angle on that shot. And now the 7 may go back up in the right-hand corner from our vantage point. But I think he's playing position on the kiss. Yep, see, he played position. That's compound advanced position. He got a break there that the 3 will go.
But he's got a nice angle on the 7 to drop for the 3 here.
Yeah, but that 3 could have got iced. I don't think that his foresight was all, was that far ahead. Look at this. He played on the other side of it. Fantastic position play. See, he played position on that kiss. I mean, that's, what a command of your game.
Yeah. He realized that he did have an opportunity to kiss it from off the first shot, but didn't like his angle, so therefore he.
Look at that. Talk about speed. There you go. There's your speed right there.
Yeah,
nice
you
shooting.
can see how well he plays this game, and how well he executes, and how well he controls the cue ball.
Well, I'm sure a lot of our viewers are very accomplished players. Maybe that's why he put that weight on, because he uses that body English technique a little bit more now. He's got more body to English the ball with.
Number 8 after 8 games. The score is Mr. Reyes 5, Mr. Griffis 3. Mr. Griffis will be breaking in game number 9.
Roger Griffis looks dejected. I mean, he's forcing the smile here, and I think he knows he's lost the chance to seize an opportunity to win a major tournament, the first Accu-Stats 8-ball Invitational.
Well, he hasn't lost it yet, but he's definitely on his way. He's hanging by a thread here.
They have a term in law, in the practice of law. It's the slippery slope.
The slippery slope?
He's on the slippery slope.
Can't afford anything, any sudden moves of any kind.
That's correct.
Or any mistakes, or he'll be off the slope. Oh, he broke them nice. Boy, did he hit them nice.
Well, if he doesn't get a break here, this is unbelievable.
Okay, well, he's going to throw the towel in now for that.
That's the best break I've seen somebody not make a
He hit
ball
him
on.
nice. He hit him really nice. I mean, that certainly was an effort that he should have got rewarded for. And all he can do now is just sit in the chair and watch his opponent run out, and run out. I've watched this act many times before. Yeah, it's really sickening. But then again, if you look at it objectively, it's entertaining.
I don't think it's.
But it's hard to look at it
all.
objectively when you're his opponent.
You're saying for Roger Griffis it might be sickening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, while he may be, not jumping up for joy over there, I think that every player secretly admires the ability that another player has to demonstrate to do this.
Well, that's your thoughts.
That's right. It's purely my thoughts. I'm in command of them, and I'm going to express them.
I know certain players that are in total denial. A lot of them. Total. Really.
Well, I really feel at this level of play, these guys don't get to be good players without having pride in their game. Nobody wants to beat an Efren Reyes because he's off his game. You want to beat an Efren Reyes because you outplay him.
Yeah, well, that's true, but that has nothing to do with
it's irrelevant?
What we were talking about.
Is it irrelevant?
Yeah, it's definitely irrelevant. Look, he's got an angle to put the 13 in the side and knock the 12 off, but he'll hit real underneath the 12 like this here. He'll play 13 in the side, and then he'll hit the rail, knocking the 12 out, and then keeping in line for the 15 ball.
Look at this. Boy, this guy moved the cue ball good or what? Give me a break.
Jeez. You're not playing him, Tony. Don't get upset. That's right.
I'm not playing.
That's right. You're a secret admirer.
I am a secret admirer, believe me. There's a great player from my area that I grew up with that was from the Philippines and told me about Efren
Look
when
at
he was
that.
still a young boy.
He played the billiard on that particular shot. It hit the 11, and the 11 didn't fall.
Didn't hum. Well, he certainly got the 5 and the 4 roadblock, doesn't he? Roger's going to have to get in a position where he can get that 5 to shoot the 11 and follow the 11 in.
I think that
the
the 11 is positioned so deeply in that pocket that he can actually follow it with a 4.
Maybe.
You know?
Well, where the 11 is, can he shoot it in and play a hook on the 7 ball? Can he shoot the 11 in, hold the 4, and play a hook on the 7 ball and stymie Efren?
I don't know.
William, I think you know. You're just not telling us.
Maybe he can billiard the 5 into the 11 and use the 5 as a blocker.
Billiard the 5 into the 11?
Yeah. And use the 5 as a blocker because
Okay.
the 5 will hit the cushion and then come back out again. Or maybe he can hit rail behind the 4 and play the billiard and leave the cue ball in the pocket.
Oh, the ticky, you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Ticky shot.
Or maybe he can, yeah, he's going to play the ticky. Or is he?
Huh?
No, he's got to
know
draw
what
the
he was
ball.
doing there.
I mean, that was a weak effort there.
Boy, oh boy, I can't believe that shot. He had several options better than that.
Yeah, whenever you cut a ball, you lose the top spin. You lose that follow that you transfer from the cue ball to the object ball. You really want to get straight in, so when you draw it, you transfer the English to the draw from the cue ball to the top spin to the object ball. Oh my.
Look at this. Well, the only conclusion I can draw there is that he was trying to make both balls, but he just didn't attack it properly.
Well, yeah, he was trying to make both balls, and he didn't attack it properly, and that was a good conclusion. It was a poor effort, and I think it was an equally poor decision.
And he looks like he landed on his feet here, though, with the leave.
Well, let's say he landed kind of like on his feetsies.
Hey, cats always land on their feet. What can I say? He's very cat-like at the table.
Who's that knocking at the door?
Well, Roger's appears to be shooting the 4 directly, and he's taking an angle to be able to cut the 2 in and go into those balls possibly. I mean, I see that as his possibility.
I would never do that.
Okay.
No, I would never do that.
Well, how else would you get to him?
You get stuck behind the 12. You know, I don't see any urgency to do that.
Well,
not at all. I don't see any urgency to even try to run out from here.
Because of the position the 12's in?
Yeah, you know, and the 9's not now that good a position either.
Well, I don't know. It looks to me like the play is to be able to sweep into the 12 ball with enough speed that you get away from it, and the 5's up there as a safety valve.
Yeah, but the 5, he can get stuck behind the 9-6.
I don't know. I gotta ask for the telestrator here for a second.
You took it. You take it every match and you lose it.
It's right here. I gave it to you.
Yeah.
Okay? See, if he gets, well, he's different position here, but
right.
It seems to me from this angle, somebody could play a deep enough angle to swing down, nick this ball, and trickle out.
Well, you can draw it. You're a good drawer.
A good what? A drawer?
Drawer, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, can he push the 9 into it here?
I don't think so. It's coming.
Yes,
Oh, yes, he
very
could.
good.
Yes, he could. Yeah. Actually, that's probably what his
William.
plan was. I thought it was going to come short of it, but when he was shooting it, it was an indication that he probably could do it, and he just missed the ball.
Well, the 15 presents some trouble, but I got a feeling Mr. Reyes can negotiate that.
That's what was his name, anyways, in rounders? Don't worry.
The Russian.
It will be over soon.
That was his name, the Russian. He had a few other choice things to say to his protege there. Look at this shot.
I think there's a spectator that says
He's got the name.
his name was KGB.
KGB.
Yeah, he said
It was KGB, that's correct.
To Matt Damon, who was the college hustler poker player, kind of like Hustler. He said to Matt, "Don't worry, it will be over soon."
Well, I got to see this stroke. Look at this! Look at this shot, Jiminy. How's that for control?
That's routine there, Tony. I mean, there's nothing special about that. I mean, he does that all the time.
So you're saying there's nothing special about that for him?
Oh no.
Okay.
That's routine.
You didn't mean it was a routine shot for the average player?
No, well, that's a stroke that he's totally familiar with. But of course, I don't know of any stroke that he's really not familiar with.
Mr. Reyes wins game number 9 after 9 games. The score is Mr. Reyes 6, Mr. Griffis 3. And Mr. Griffis will be breaking, or Mr. Reyes will be breaking in game number 10.
Yeah, Roger was playing really brilliantly throughout the week, and I think that in his match against Bustamante, I think he faltered a little bit in that match. He didn't play that poorly, but he faltered a little bit. And then in this match, he's made about several errors, missing the 8, missing the 6. You know, he certainly hasn't played like he has been playing. And if he would have, I don't know if that would have done him any good either.
Sure.
But it may have, because he was playing really brilliantly this week. Reyes, on the other hand, every match, his speed just kept getting better and better and better.
And look at the break, man.
Yeah.
Well,
6-3.
might get a break now. The thing is, he's going to be in a position to figure out a combination to that 4-ball. If you see the 4-ball down at the bottom, it's tied up. I doubt
he doesn't have to take low balls.
No, I know, but
he probably will, huh?
He's got control. You got to keep control of the table, as you pointed out, and I think that. You know, he's in a position right now. The problem is he doesn't really have a combination. He may shoot at it now to make the 4.
Right.
That's the shot.
Yeah.
Oh, he missed it.
Boy, he spun that ball in a mass 8 on the way down the table.
Well, that was big. If he makes that combination, you know, he's really odds on to run out there.
Yeah, if he makes the combination, he's probably going to get out. The cue ball doesn't react the way it did. Roger just doesn't seem happy about anything. You know, Efren made a mistake, and Roger just seems like they're rolling against him. You know, he's got to make things happen. He's a great player. You know, he's got to be creative too. You know, you got to get out there and take care of business, Rocket.
Well, if you want to win some matches playing Efren Reyes, if you're waiting for him to make a mistake, you're going to have a long wait in between mistakes.
Shoot the 10 off the 4, you know. Do some stuff, you know, create some things. You know, get that killer in you, you know. Get some energy back into that body. That's right. Let's go. Do it, baby. Do it.
Well, he seems to be taking the mental attitude that no matter what happens, Efren, you know, is getting a break and he can't get a shot. And, you know, he's had opportunities. And he's not playing well.
He's feeling sorry for himself, and that's really the wrong attitude.
Well, it's like he's already found an excuse to not win the match.
when you're playing Efren. Oh, he's looking to what? Play the 1-5? I don't understand why he did that. Can he make the? Can he make the 7?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. The 1-5 combination, is that like kind of on?
Not going the way he's
Kinda
facing.
on?
Facing the other way it's on, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know. He can make the 7. How deeply is a 4 into the pocket? Is it into the pocket very deeply?
I don't believe so. Let's see if we get an angle on it. It looks to be, you know, almost completely outside the pocket.
Well,
It appears that the far edge of the 4 ball that is toward the pocket is at the point. Yeah.
He's definitely got a very viable situation here. He's straight in on the 2. He's got the 4 there. You know, the 7 goes, the 1-5 combination goes, so therefore, you know, he can work.
Well, he's going to play the 9. If he can cut the 9 in and come up and down the table, back and down the table on the 12, which is what he's doing, but it's going to fall underneath the 12 because of the spread. That's making it tough. It appears he can make the 12 to his left hand up farther, up table corner pocket.
Well, if he makes this, he'll run out.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Great shot. Oh, no. Boy, you hit that ball good. This table, this diamond smart table, it's pretty smart, let me tell you. Smart enough to stop that shot. It's smart. He's got a shot directly at the 4. Huh, look at that shot. That was pretty crafty.
He'll probably just stop there.
Take the combination.
Yeah, or just drift down slightly.
Yeah, you know, he's, look at this.
Oh, he kissed the 8.
See, Roger's not focused on playing. He's focused on what Efren's doing. And he won't have much longer to focus if this continues. He's not completely happy with that angle. But, you know, he really made a smart play leaving the 6 down there like that rather than trying to negotiate that. And the 2 was the perfect key ball for the 6. Look at that shot. That's tough on this equipment. Now, if he can cinch the deuce, he'll be at a perfect angle just to float the 6 in, and capitalize on the 8 inside, and take a commanding lead in the match. Oh, good shot.
More
Really
than commanding.
Yeah, a little flinchy there, but he came with a shot.
Well, you know, he does flinch quite a bit, but that doesn't seem to stop him.
Eight in the side and 7-3 Efren.
Reyes wins game number 10. After 10 games, the score is Mr. Reyes 7, Mr. Griffis 3. This is a race to 8. Mr. Griffis will be breaking in game number 11.
Well, if only he could have beaten Francisco. But that wasn't the case.
Do we hazard any predictions on a final score in this match?
You predicted that Reyes would win 8-3, didn't you?
Well, I thought the way that Roger was, you know, his demeanor at the table and the momentum switched there. You know, I didn't think my prediction would hold up, but you know, I said that, you know, that's what I thought could possibly happen in this match. You know?
I thought that Efren would win easily because I saw Roger's demeanor changing.
Yeah, and you know, and I say that as probably one of the biggest Roger Griffis fans in the place. You know, I really, as far as if I had my favorite win, I'm pulling for Roger to win this match, to be frank. But I just saw the body English change, the body language change, and you know, he just seemed a little deflated. Does that make sense?
Well, he finished third in the World 8-Ball Tournament in Vegas last year, and he's going to be finishing, it looks like, at least second in this one.
Well, Efren's going to have an opportunity to break 3 or 4 more times here. And the possibility that he would not run out 1 time out of 4 games under these playing conditions, that's something I'd sure like to make a wager on. Look at this side pocket. Right in. That's over. He's done D.
KG.
Wow, Mr. Reyes has KGB.
KGB. I like that. It's part of your new repertoire. I'm going to put that under key comments.
Well, Roger played some great pool this week in some great matches, but this one wasn't one of them. Reyes, on the other hand, he started out slowly, and as the days unraveled in the matches, he got better and better and better. And as you sit there, Tony, you can honestly say that there isn't anyone that can beat this man playing 8-ball.
Well, there wasn't anybody that could beat him in this event to win it. I mean, he's, I would imagine that in a long match, you know, where you played a long session to like, you know, 20 games or something like that, that he would clearly dominate any player in the world.
Yeah, he's without a doubt the best player in the world. He's so creative.
Yeah.
And his execution is just so far superior, and I really do believe that.
Well, the only player that I would be willing to put up against him, and of course he's a friend of mine and a personal favorite, is Jose Perica.
Jose Perica is a great player. I mean, really, he's a great player. But he can't beat this man playing 8-ball. But I'll tell you one thing. You mentioned a name that had a pretty decent chance, but he can't beat this man.
Well, I know that Jose, you know, I've spent a lot of time with Jose, not as much as I'd like to. Hasn't rubbed off on me completely, but, you know, he told me that for many years, you know, he's tortured this guy in the Philippines.
Oh, of course he did.
Yeah.
Of course he did. I talked to Reyes about that.
What did he say?
Well, Reyes and I are very friendly.
I know that.
And he says, hey, he says, I play Perica. He says, he wins once. I win 4. He wins 1. I win 5.
That's what Perica says about him.
This is match ball, by the way.
He didn't get exactly in the perfect position here, did he?
No, he's real out of line.
But he hit it perfect. Look at that.
Don't worry. It will be over soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Accu-Stats Invitational 8-Ball Championship, Efren Reyes, Republic of the Philippines.
We're going to be doing the interview, Tony, so what we'll do now is we'll close it up.
For runner-up Roger Griffis, Dallas,
and we'll join Efren Reyes down on the floor momentarily. Well, Tony, it's been a pleasure working with you.
Billy, this has been a real pleasure for me. I am happy to participate in the first Accu-Stats Invitational. I hope I get to participate in all the other ones.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, Tony. You're a very entertaining, articulate, and a really knowledgeable man, so there's no reason why you won't be here again.
You forgot to mention that I'm very neat in the hotel.
Oh, yes, you are. You're very, very rarely in the hotel. I saw you there, and you were gone. Okay, anyways, in behalf of Tony Annigoni, this is Bill Incardona saying thanks a lot for supporting Accu-Stats. We're going to be down on the floor momentarily with Reyes. We're here with Roger Griffith, the runner-up in the Accu-Stats 8-Ball Championships. Roger, all week long you were playing brilliantly. I mean, you were really playing brilliantly. It just seemed like you were lacking a little bit here, especially in your match against Bustamante and then against Reyes. You just didn't seem like you were quite at the top of your game.
I agree. I agree, and my performance showed it. I don't know. I lost concentration on a couple of shots, and it cost me both matches. So, and well, plus, and I didn't break as well today.
No, and you got a little unlucky as well, you know.
Well, but that's all part of the game. I mean, it happens for me, it happens for him, you know. But I was disappointed with my performance. But playing the greatest players in the world, and you know, these guys, it's tough to beat them.
And these truly are the greatest players in the world, including yourself.
Oh,
but in the finals, in my opinion, you played the greatest player that I've ever had the privilege to watch play, Efren Reyes.
Myself, I feel like it's an honor to play him.
It certainly is. And you played brilliantly all week long. You have nothing to be ashamed about. You know, I wish I were you, you know. I mean, I'm so envious, really. I really am.
Well, thank you, Billy. I appreciate it. Well, you know, I mean, all week long, well, all 4 days long, I mean, the conditions were perfect. I mean, Accu-Stats set up a great venue here. You know, Jay Helford helped in that, and you know, the table was played great the whole time. I didn't have to worry about the rack or anything because the Sardo rack took care of it. You know,
that's right.
my Phoenix custom cue was, you know, I mean, I had a lot of confidence with it, and you know, it was a great event for me. It's a privilege to participate.
And it's certainly a pleasure to watch you play. In the meantime, you finished third in the last World 8-Ball tournament.
That's correct.
You finished second in this one.
That's right.
And that guy over there, Reyes, this guy over there, he's the one that won both of those events.
That's right, but I'm still the only one that beat him in both of them.
Okay, congratulations, Roger.
Okay, thank you very much.
Great tournament, okay? And Efren Reyes, you want to come over here and join us? Come on.
Come on, Efren.
All right. Winning is so easy for you, isn't it?
Oh yeah, this one because I get lucky. You know, you miss a break, you miss too much every shot you miss. But you know, my first match, second match, I played too bad. You know, I don't know what happened, but when the third match, and then I start playing good.
Yeah, I know what happened though. I know what happened. You started out a little rough at the beginning of the tournament. I talked to a few people, and they told me you really weren't playing well. And when I watched you play the first couple matches, I said, you know, he's not really playing well. And then you and I start playing, we practice, and you enjoy beating me, right?
Yeah, when I start practice in the morning, then I start my skills come back.
Yeah, in the third match, you start playing a little bit better. Your speed escalated quite a bit. And then the fourth match you played, you never missed a ball. And the fifth match you played, you never missed a ball. And in this match, you never missed a ball.
No, I missed a ball here, but the only thing I got lucky.
Lucky again, right? This man's the luckiest player I've ever watched. Every time I interview him, he gets lucky, you know? You're a great player, Mr. Reyes. You're a great player, and it's a privilege to watch you play.
Okay.
I think Pat Fleming has something to give you, so I'm going to let him take over from here. Congratulations. You're a great player.
Stay right here, Billy. Stay right here, Billy.
Okay, okay.
Okay, number one, Accu-Stats, or I and Accu-Stats is privileged to be here at the LA Expo, and thank you, Jay Helfert. And I'm so thrilled that the 6 invited players came here and represented themselves well, and Accu-Stats couldn't be happier with playing the role that it did. And on behalf of Accu-Stats, I'd like to present to you the first Invitational 8-Ball Championship plaque, and you deserve it. And Roger Griffiths, I thought you played as good as anybody in the world this week, Roger, and congratulations to you too. And Efren, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much too.
Okay.
Well, there's only one thing left, and that's to close it up. For all you people out there who will watch this tournament and watch this brilliant performance by Mr. Reyes, give Pat a call, 1-800-828-0397.